Great Lakes Growers is a hydroponic lettuce and herb facility. It's a greenhouse. It's high tech. Everything's grown in water, no chemicals or pesticides. We ship all of our product to local grocery stores and local restaurants in the Midwest. We also sell to companies like Costco, big box stores. We've been in business for, this will be our 4th year. We started from a little 300 square foot greenhouse with 1 employee to 80,000 square feet this year, and we've hired another 24 people, bringing us to 25 people total. Well, besides from always, donating to local charities or fundraisers, golf outings, local schools, our schools do a lot of different things to raise money for their athletic programs. We also have a local program where we bring in actually the honors biology class from the local high school. It's actually Middlefield Cardinal High School, where they come in and they do all of our research for new product lines, working on improving the current product lines we have, looking at new technologies like LED lighting, new products for pest control that are safe to eat and things like that. So definitely have a lot going on. It's a new company. A lot of young people work here. It's different. It's a high-tech way to grow food, to eat food. I think a lot of people that are younger nowadays, millennials and that type of age, are conscious about what goes into their body. There's a certain fulfillment or feel of fulfillment when you pack the box. It's got nice, clean stuff in it, and you know it does, and you know it's going out into the local area, and people are going to consume it, and it's safe for you that way. I think it's a good thing in that regard. Favorite? Well, without going too far back in the future, it'd be hard not to bring up the recent championship by the Cleveland Cavs. I think I've been a Cavs fan forever. Been an Indians fan forever. Got real close. I was at the World Series when we got real close, but I would have to say the recent championship by the Cleveland Cavs.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, that does it for our 4-point play with John Bonner here at Great Lakes Growers. Thanks a lot, John, for your time, and best of luck to you guys in the future.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
It's the championship game here at Cardinal High School in Middlefield, Ohio for the Big Leaf Basketball Elementary Showcase. I'm John Kosis alongside Steve Hare for OhioVarsity.com. Let's take a quick look at our sponsors before the black team and the purple team face off. We have Smack Basketball, the Geauga Knights of Baseball, the Coffee Corners Coffee House in Burton, Flowers by Emily, Lulu True Holistic Beauty and Wellness, Warren's Spirited Kitchen, Hi-Fi Entertainment, the Junior Cavs, Happy Moose Bar and Grill, Troy Manufacturing, your precision product, Vinny's Authentic Italian Eatery, the Geauga County Police Athletic League, OhioBasketball.com, RK Painting, and of course, LifetimeVideoDiaries.com, followed of course by the guys bringing you all the live action. That's us, OhioVarsity.com. Headed by Steve Hare and helped out by myself, John Kosis. We're moments away from tip-off right now, and the way it's going to work is going to be a little bit different than those first 5 games. Now we're going to have 4 10-minute quarters. These guys are a little bit tired, but there will be no more running clock. That means when there are free throws, the clock's going to stop. When the ball goes out of bounds, when there are inbounds, any point there is a stop and play, the clock stops as well. It's just like a regular NBA game right here. There's the tip-off, won by the purple team. Carson Dunn has it, and right away it's intercepted by Black. That's I with the ball. I puts it up off the glass and in. He got the first 2 points in the last game, and Chase I gets the first 2 points in the championship game as well. He's found some great reads through passing early on today. He gets it done with the finish here.
What's going to be interesting, John, is to see how the purple team responds to having almost a 2-hour break.
Dunn responded right away and put it off the glass and the board. Let's see if they can stay active, though. The lactic acids will start coming back into their legs after a couple minutes of running. I takes another long jumper. That one settles short. The score 2-2. Dunn's bringing it back up.
Yeah, the black team finished with a ton of momentum in their game, but the purple team 2 hours ago finished the fourth quarter on a 19-2 run to advance to the final. So both teams had a very good second half. The purple team obviously has had some downtime to cool off while the black team's still warm. So it'll be interesting to see how this game turns out.
Detweiler tried to save it there. He couldn't, and now your point guard, Chase I, is going to try and bring it back up. There's a screen set at the point. I didn't like it, so he didn't take it. He passed it right in there. That shot goes up and in for Lucas Churchill. There's 8:37 remaining. The black team has a 4-2 lead as Phillips brings the ball up the court, passes it over to Riffle in the corner. Now it's Detweiler here at the wing. Back to Joe Fell. He's going to take a step back and survey the action. Phillips now in the corner at the baseline. He's crab dribbling in from the post. The shot's just a bit long. I will bring it up for the black team. In transition, he passes it. A stop off the glass and in. We have 2 points for Tyler Britton. Britton goes to PV. He's 5'8", a guard. His favorite player is Kyrie Irving. And of course, the Cleveland Cavaliers is his favorite team. Riffle has it. He has a quick touch-and-go pass, and a foul is forced, meaning we'll see 2 shots at the charity stripe for the first time in this championship game. That's Carson Dunn who's at the charity stripe. Dunn plays soccer, baseball, and golf as well as basketball. His first shot glances off the front of the rim. The foul was called on Chase I. That's his first.
Both of these teams got off the slow starts in their first game, trailed at halftime. The purple team was down by 7, the black team down by 9. Both came back to win by double figures to advance to this championship matchup.
Slow starters, but strong finishers. Right now, black leads 6-3.
That's not how you start or even how you finish. It's just that you score more points than the other team.
Exactly.
And both did that in their first game.
That ball is stuffed. Now it looks as though there's a little bit of a rumble for the ball. It ends up being recovered by Britton. I with the shot, and that rims out. Rebound black. They're going to send it back out. This time to Kruschke. He puts it up off the glass and in. The score 8-5 now. That's Ethan Detweiler bringing it up. Detweiler showed speed. Check eye now to Phillips. Phillips made most of the shots, and there he goes with a circus shot. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar would have been proud of that hook off the glass.
Yeah, it's odd to see a sixth grader name his favorite player as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
But there you go, right? You saw the hook, the sky hook, right? Black steals the ball in the corner, shot is up, and that goes in.
Well, we talked about that effort in the first half of their semifinal game. It was lacking. It hasn't been since. They're working hard, they're making things happen.
Checkeye passes it wide. That shot does not go in, but Phillips gets the rebound, struggles with it for a second, gets it back under control, puts it up. He can't make it, but Riffle gets strong on the boards. It ends up going out to Black and I. I passes it over for 3. Drained. What a shot from Kruschke. He now has 5. That matches the total of purple.
And that is going to prompt a timeout from the purple squad.
And that's
Oh, that was a timeout for the change, the lineup change. My bad.
It's the same basic premise. There's a timeout on the floor, and there's an 8-point deficit now that purple has to come back from. Checkeye is bringing it up.
You know, in this game, though, the deficit isn't going to bother either team because they both came from behind in their first game. But
look at that runner to make it a 10-point deficit very quickly.
yeah, you can't take it for granted that you can come back, especially when you build yourself a 10-point hole early in the contest.
Soltis tried to swing it, he couldn't, and these turnovers beyond the 3-point line are really hurting this purple team. There's a 3-point opportunity, nothing but net, but this one is short.
tickled the bottom of the twine.
Right.
You need to tickle the inside of the twine.
Checkeye is getting trapped. He tries to throw it. He does get it out. That's Soltis for 3. Can't get it to fall, though. Coming up the side, there's a foul call. That's drawn by Troy Doman. And that foul is called on Ty Skaggs. Doman bringing it up for 3. That's short. Purple's going to let it trickle out, and they'll retain possession down 10, 5 minutes into this first quarter. Checkeye will inbound. Riffle has checked back in, and it looks as though Kenny Williams will now sit down for Riffle. Riffle immediately gets the ball, passes it over to Skaggs. Skaggs back to Checkeye. Checkeye dribbles in, he finds a lane, passes it to Riffle from the baseline. That's about 10 feet away, but he's way short. Riffle ends up somehow getting it back after it went in between the legs of a couple of players, but it's stolen. And now the black team brings it back up the court, passes it over to the sideline. That's a 3-point opportunity, drained by Jake Bean.
The interesting thing here on this game is the amount of players from Berkshire and Cardinal on both teams. So you have, on the purple squad, you have a handful of Berkshire and Cardinal players. On the black squad, you have some Berkshire and Cardinal players. So these are kids that are going to have a fierce rivalry as they get into middle school and high school. And right now they're playing against each other and with each other.
They're just starting to become familiar with each other. They may already know each other from elementary school a little bit. But as they get older, they're only going to get to know each other more and more, as these are the best of the best. These are the stars. They'll be moving up to JV their sophomore year, maybe even at the end of their freshman year, to varsity their junior year, maybe the end of their sophomore year.
And so today they're friends. Tomorrow night in this gymnasium, they'll be bitter rivals as the Berkshire Badgers travel here to face the Cardinal Huskies in the final regular season game. And this place will be rocking. It will be packed. You won't be able to sit anywhere. The bleachers will be filled. I'll perch myself right on the floor over there to take pictures. And yeah, it'll be a fun environment for that game every time. Whether it's here or at Berkshire, always a good game.
There was an official who was saying, come on guys, there's no game tomorrow. That's for the high schoolers. And that was at the start of this game. It kind of shows that rivalry is known all throughout this area. Detweiler will inbound the ball. Referee had to get a whistle change. How often do you hear that? But I guess when you're calling 6 games, you never know what could happen. Shots up. He doesn't get it to fall, but he gets 2 shots at the free throw line.
Paul Gall, one of the future Cardinal Huskies.
Gull had a big first game. It was mostly off the boards and off the pass. We'll try and convert a couple more points here in this second game. His first shot goes short. The purple team needs some points here. They're down by 13. They've only scored 5. Second shot's up and in. Now they have a third of what their opponent has.
18-6, 3:55 left in the first quarter of this 6th grade championship game of the 2017 Big Leaf Basketball Elementary Showcase.
Jake Bean handed it off to Kosovic. That pass is errant. Checkeye will inbound.
Yeah, that's one of the things you run into when you're playing in an all-star type event. You're not familiar with other players. You thought he was going one way. He thought you were going to pass it the other. The result is the other team gets the ball.
And it's tough. It really is tough to play with all these different guys, and it's tough to play against your own teammates, which you are doing in some cases. Detweiler's shot is short. Riffle tries to force that ball out. Instead, he punches it out. Black will retain the ball. That's Troy Doman bringing it up. Troy showing off the ball handling skills before handing the ball off to Jansen. Jansen passes it, corner 3 for Kosovic. That bounces out. Now Detweiler brings it back up the court. Detweiler. A syncopated dribble. Turns out he held the ball a little bit too long before passing it. 3:06 remaining here in the first. 18-6 is still the score in favor of the black team. Guess who's coming back out too? It's Chase I. It's an early MVP candidate right now.
Yeah, he had an outstanding first game, off to a great start here in the second.
That foul is going to be called on Joe Fell, getting a little aggressive on defense against Jay Kruschke. I, standing at point, Detweiler on defense, two very fast and intense players. That's Kosovic at the baseline. He hands it off. I's calling for it. He gets it. Dribbles in, finds himself the baseline. But now he's trapped. There are four players on his side of the court. That's Britton. Britton brings it in, passes it out. Moshel tries to find an opening. It's blocked, but it remains black ball. It's 2:26 remaining now here in this first quarter. Pass to the corner. Ball's on the court. Shot is up and rims out for Tyler Britton. It's rebounded by Phillips. Phillips is bringing it up. Puts it behind the back real quick. Kosovic is playing defense. He tries to pass it to Detweiler. It's tipped by I, but now Detweiler comes up with it. Bounce pass into the middle. Ball's on the court. Passes it back out. That's Joe Fell. Fell gets it right back into the middle. Shots up off the glass, and it ends up rolling in for Kenny Williams.
There's the bucket the purple squad needed to climb back into this. It's now a 10-point game.
There's I at the point. Detweiler's on defense, giving him a little bit of space. He knows how fast he can be and how good he is at handling the ball. Hands it to Moshel. Moshel passes it towards the baseline. That's Britton up and just long. Phillips with the rebound. Phillips dribbles up. 1 minute, 26 seconds remaining. He knows his team needs some points. Fell has it. He's at the wing, goes towards point, picks up his dribble, and he shuffles the shoes. He's traveling. 1 minute, 18 seconds remaining. The score, 18-8.
You know, if you're the purple squad, you can handle a missed shot. You can handle a loose rebound that you don't pick up, but you can't handle those unforced turnovers right now as you're trying to come back from a 10-point deficit. Not that he tried to do it, but those are the things that you really have to focus on and try not to let occur. Because now the result is, instead of being down 8, you're down 12.
And look at Chase I right there, dicing the defense up and slicing that ball off the glass into the hoop. Phillips passes it over towards that corner. Shots up. There's a foul right there. That's Josh Soltis, who should be going to the line. That's exactly what will be occurring here. There's 49.8 seconds remaining in this first quarter. The score, 20-8 in favor of the Black All-Star team.
Joining us in between quarters will be Big Leaf Basketball's Coach of the Year, Bob Dunn.
First shot's up and in for Soltis, giving his team much-needed points. Second shot rims right out. The deficit remains 11. Britton passes it back to I. I dicing in around Detweiler, and he ends up getting fouled. They're going to say on the floor, I believe. He wasn't in the act of shooting for sure. And by the time he shot it, he was underneath the hoop.
Right.
Kosovic will inbound. Kosovic is looking for anyone, and he finds Churchill. Churchill has an edge. He puts the ball up off the glass and in. What a move from Churchill, using his speed to really work his way around. And then once he had the momentum, there was no way that the other player on defense could switch up. Pump fake, going in, shots up, and he's fouled. That's Paul Gall, once again getting his way to the charity stripe.
Once again, we are stopping the clock on every whistle in this championship game. No more running clock.
It's a nice change for the players because now they don't have to worry about hurrying up at the free throw line. They don't have to worry about rushing an inbound play.
Right, right.
They can just let it happen naturally as they would in a regular game.
22-9 is our score. 23.4 seconds left here in the first quarter.
This is the second attempt for Galt. He puts it up and in. The score is now 22-10. I gets the inbound. Kosovic running in front of him. Diagnosing the defense. Pump fakes, but then eventually hands it to Churchill. Churchill right back to I. The three. Just long. Churchill tries to save it, but slips out of his hands. 4.8 seconds remaining for Purple to try and lessen their load for the second half because they do have a task in front of them. 3 seconds remaining. It's going to have to be a heave. Carson Dunn, short, and that ends the first quarter. The score, 22-10 in favor of the black team.
And on that note, we're going to bring in the Big Leaf Basketball Coach of the Year, Bob Dunn from Ravenna Southeast. Coach Dunn has run the gamut, coaching the boys, coaching the girls, done a little bit of everything. Coach, first off, congratulations on winning Coach of the Year here for Big Leaf Basketball. What does that mean to you as a youth sports coach?
Well, I really appreciate the recognition. Really, it's a tribute to our great kids that have had an opportunity to coach the last couple of years, and great parents, great assistant coach Scott Riffle, and a lot of credit goes out to Matt Jansen's done a great job with this league. Does it the right way, gets competitive games, not blowout games, pairs teams up. So just really blessed that Matt thought so much to recognize me, but really it's a recognition of our team and the great kids that I get a chance to coach.
What do you bring to the floor as a coach? What's your style? I mean, obviously you're not out there yelling and screaming every play. Tell us a little about your philosophy.
Sure. I've always been a coach that once, as a player, I enjoyed getting up and down the floor, getting a lot of shots off, and so I've always tried to emulate that with my teams. Shoot a lot of threes, get up and down the floor, put pressure on the ball. I just think that's a fun way to play basketball, and the kids enjoy it, and I think that keeps their passion for the game. So to me, trying to make the game basketball fun will keep them around and keep them wanting to play up through their junior high and high school years.
Matt tells me you coach boys, you coach girls. You got a preference?
Love coaching kids. Love coaching basketball and coaching kids. So blessed to be a head coach for 14 years on the boys' side, and then the last 6 on the girls' side. And so that's just been a great pleasure to coach kids, and been blessed to coach a lot of great kids at Southeast.
An event like this where you get to come out and showcase the kids, boys and girls, you get a nice crowd, kids playing in front of that big crowd, live broadcast. I mean, what kind of opportunity does this present from Big Leaf Basketball for these kids?
Well, I don't know where they go up from here. That's one of my concerns, because this is really a spectacular event that Matt puts on, and Big Leaf Basketball. But I really think this is neat for the kids, to showcase the kids. They all get pretty much an equal amount of playing time, and I think it just showcases how great of kids there is in Northeast Ohio basketball. The skill level from when I started coaching 20 years ago to now has continued to improve. And I look out here now, and just a lot of kids are going to contribute to their varsity programs very, very quickly. I would say some even into their 9th grade year, but certainly by their sophomore year they'll be contributing, helping their varsity teams be successful.
Right, that's one of the things John and I have talked about through every game is the fundamentals. You see a kid shoot, and then he chases the ball. There was actually a kid that shot a three-pointer at the top of the key, got his own rebound down here in the corner, and that's fundamentals. That's what you want to see out of young players. You're going to miss shots, you're going to double dribble, you're going to make some mistakes, but as long as you're putting that effort in and you're playing fundamental basketball, that's what it's all about. And
yeah, absolutely. The fundamentals is what I'm referencing when I say how much improved the game is. Even our big men out here can handle the ball, which is not the way it used to be. It used to be you had a point guard every team, and now you got 3 or 4 kids on every team that can handle it and are fundamentally sound, and that makes the games really exciting and fun, and more kids contribute. It's not about one kid bringing it up, and a lot of different kids can handle it. So it's really exciting basketball.
One message to the players, what is it?
Grades first. That's the most important thing. At Southeast, we give over $1 million away, and or our kids get over $1 million every year in academic scholarships, and we don't get a lot of kids to go play Division I sports and get athletic scholarships. So get the job done in the classroom, and I think that'll carry you a lot further in life, and certainly will get you a lot more opportunities in college.
And last
And
question.
your parents will appreciate that money that you're going to get in academic reasons.
No question. Last question is same thing. Your message to your peer coaches.
You know, I just was really impressed with the coaches that I coached against this year. They're doing it the right way. They're teaching the kids. When a kid does something that they know isn't proper, they get the kid out of the game. So just keep teaching them that way. More important than anything else they can teach, we're role models. Kids are looking up to us, watching us. They see what we do. So do it the right way, on and off the court. And because you're a big influence on these kids, and the more kids that are having difficult home lives, the more important coaches become.
Outstanding. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
That's Coach Bob Dunn from Ravenna Southeast. He's the 2017 Big Leaf Basketball Coach of the Year. Great honor from a great league where there are so many great coaches, great teams, great players. So very fortunate to have Coach Dunn with us here, joining us during this live broadcast of the 2017 Big Leaf Basketball Elementary Showcase. This is the 6th grade championship, which right now the Black All-Stars have a commanding 26-13 lead with 7:30 left in the first half.
Some people may say, oh man, he's no Coach K or he's no Coach Tyronn Lue, but when you think about it, when you think about who some of your people who instill your beliefs that stick with you the rest of your life are, you think of the coaches that you've had throughout your life. For example, my cross-country coaches growing up, I had the Coach King, I had Coach Lev and Langyar. Those are people who really shaped who I am today and how I really got through my work in college, high school, all throughout it. And it comes from just little things like what you learned while you're playing basketball. And that's what makes Coach Dunn such a great individual in the community, along with being a great basketball coach.
Right, and he said it best, is academics first, because at Ravenna Southeast, their kids get over $1 million a year in academic scholarships. They have very few kids go on to play Division I where you get an athletic scholarship. So that's the message to all the parents in the stands. That's the message to the parents at home, you know, for the ones who are going to watch this later. Academics first. The chances of your kids going to Ohio State or Michigan or Duke or North Carolina to play basketball on an athletic scholarship, very, very slim. The chances of going to those schools on an academic scholarship, much, much higher.
Yes, they're significantly higher, and here's the kicker. If you work hard, there's nothing stopping you from getting an academic scholarship. That's Detweiler at the line. His team's trailing 26-15 right now with 6:54 remaining in the second quarter. He puts a shot up. Somehow that bounces in. It hit the outside of the rim and the front of the rim, both of which should have just knocked it out of play completely. Instead, the shooter's bounce kicks it over and in.
Well, maybe that's a good sign for the Purple All-Stars. If you're starting to get that bounce, you need it to go your way.
You really do. And remember, the team leading at halftime has not won a game yet in these 6th grader competitions. I had to fight his own guy, Kosovic, for that rebound there. He eventually ends up bringing it up himself, though. He cuts in, he's at the free throw line, passes back out to the three-point area. That shot is nowhere near where it needs to be for Jake Bean. He's already connected on 2 threes in this game. Riffle will bring it back up, though.
Andy Cardinal of the Purple All-Stars calls timeout.
Wants to talk it over with his guys.
As we mentioned earlier in the first game, actually the second game when he joined us for an interview, Andy Cardinal is the athletic director here at Cardinal High School. His father is the head football coach here at Cardinal. And the aptly named Cardinal family has been a mainstay in the Cardinal community for many, many years.
And look at that. I think they might have picked their last name based on where they live.
Well, maybe they named the school after them, but
Right.
have to go deep into history to find evidence of that. I think it's just a fine coincidence.
They might have to rename it the Cardinal Cardinals rather than the Cardinal Huskies.
Exactly.
6:32 remaining here. Purple trails by 10. But remember, they trailed by about 10 at the end of the first half in their first game, and they ended up winning by 12. They trailed by 7, went on a 19-2 run in the fourth quarter.
That'll do it.
Right. impeccable defense and quite a bit of scoring.
Look, anytime you can hold a team to just 2 points in an entire quarter of basketball, you played some great defense, and that led to a lot of offensive opportunities.
Phillips heaves a three. It's short. Rebound goes Black's way, but by getting a hand in there, Ethan Detweiler, forced a jump ball, and Purple will retain possession because of that. Detweiler tries to find Phillips. His pass is long, and now Britton has it. He puts it on the floor, gets fouled by Phillips, and tumbles to the ground, but he'll have 2 opportunities at the charity stripe now.
While we've got this break, I want to thank my cameraman, Jackson Hare. He's been hanging out with us all day, patiently waiting. He's doing a great job over there. 8th grader over at Berkshire. Speaking of academics, he's a 4.0 kid. Hope he keeps it that way. He's going to have to earn his way through college. Right? Give me that thumbs up. Yeah, I got it.
He got the thumbs up. Rebound goes to Gull. Gull with the over-the-head pass. You can see his soccer roots right there. Gull passes to the baseline. Shot's blocked. Second shot goes up. Rims out. Phillips gets a rebound there. That's 3 Purple offensive rebounds and 3 blocks.
Boy, that's a tough break.
That was led by Kosovic. He had 2 of those 3 blocks. And on the other end, Jake Bean has no problem putting in a 3-foot jumper.
Right, it's such a struggle on one end, and they make it look so easy on the other, thus the 13-point lead.
Phillips passes it on the inside. Shots up. It rolls in for Carson Dunn. Count it and the foul. These are the things you need to start happening for your team to get back into the game. Now remember, we haven't had a converted and one yet in this entire tournament. This is game 6.
Yes, game 6, and I believe this is either the 5th or the 6th and one opportunity.
And he gets to convert it.
And that is a big play for the Purple All-Stars.
We'll take a 17% roughly success rate.
Down to a 10-point lead again.
Shots up, goes off the rim. Phillips gets the rebound. Trying to cut the deficit to single digits before the half. There's still about 5 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Phillips from beyond the arc. It gets blocked right away. And there are players tumbling over each other. Gull comes out successful. His second shot from Phillips beyond the arc again is blocked. And guess who it was? Kosovic. He's got at least 3 blocks in this quarter.
And it's easy to see why. He's got a lot of length. He's got those long arms, and he jumps well.
Phillips is at the wing. Tries to pass it inside. There's a 3-point heave, connecting this time. And that was Kenny Williams. He's shown up a couple of times, and it's always been in a big spot for this Purple squad. They're trailing by 9 right now. They're about to have some help. Evan Riffle looks as though he's about to check in with 2 other players. That's Jake Bean working. He gets the foul and one.
Oh, boy.
He's trying to answer the 3 from Kenny Williams.
Very athletic play there by Jake Bean. Comes from a very athletic family. Dad was a great athlete. 2 older sisters, great athletes here at Cardinal. Now one is at Ashland University. (33-22) with 4:21 left in the first half of this 6th grade championship game at the 2017 Big Leaf Basketball Elementary Showcase.
We didn't have 1 in the first 5 games, now we have 2 in the second quarter. Converted and ones is what we're talking about. 34-22 is the score. Black is in the lead over Purple.
Well, you got to convert on the big stage, and right now these kids are on the big stage.
Phillips for 3. Doesn't convert, but Riffle had a hand on it. Instead, he tips it right over to I. The shot is up. That's a 3 for Britton. It's short, and it's rebounded by Purple. 2 Purple players. It actually ends up in the hands of Josh Soltis, rather. The shot's up and hits the rim and goes out. Phillips couldn't get it. It goes off Soltis' forehead and looks to go out of bounds, but he's actually saved by I. Instead, Riffle brings it in, and he had a wide open layup that he wishes he had back because it rimmed out.
Yep, just didn't get that roll.
And I stepped out of bounds. I was looking a little bit shaken up, not physically, mentally after stepping out of bounds there. I think he ran out of real estate and didn't realize it.
And it happens. Those kids, they're out there playing hard, and you know, a lot of that, the instincts, the basketball knowledge, the basketball awareness, you develop that as you go. You know, they're already out here showing great basketball instincts, but there's still a lot for these kids to learn. They're 6th graders.
That's Checkeye. He just clocked in. He gets it to Detweiler at the high post. To Riffle, he's hit a 3 tonight. He's short this time, though. Rebound goes to Churchill. Churchill swings it across the court. That's Doman. Doman gets it right back after feeding it inside. Swings it. Shot is up, and it bounces out from Bransel. Looks like they're trying to fight size with size as Curtis Tetlow, who's listed as 5 foot 9.5 inches. Remember, you got to count every quarter inch here.
You definitely have to in basketball.
He plays center, and he likes Richard Jefferson. Also plays baseball.
My favorite Jefferson is George Jefferson.
Oh, of course.
Again, probably predates you, but great show when I was growing up.
From beyond the arc, bounces out. That's Checkeye. And he's facing a full court press. The black team's leading by 12, but they force a turnover in the backcourt of purple. There's a foul. It was drawn well by Lucas Churchill. I'm not sure he absorbed that much contact. But again, like you said earlier, these guys are imitating what they see on TV. And when you see LeBron flop 12 feet across the court after getting barely grazed, then you're going to try and do that in your games too.
Whatever it takes.
Churchill will have an opportunity at the line here as he's in the bonus. The first shot rims out. And now Riffle will bring it up. Riffle passes it to Checkeye. Checkeye off the glass and in. The deficit is now only 10. Full court press here. Checkeye and Phillips working on it. They can't slow the progress or force a miss from Jake Kruski, who somehow just blazes right past 3 defenders and puts it off the glass, making us all look foolish.
It's tough to erase a 10-point deficit when the other team's making shots like that.
Detweiler's trying to back down his defender, passes it back out to Riffle for 3. That shot was a little bit shallow. Checkeye from beyond the arc, dribbling in, looks for anyone. That's going to be another 3 attempt, but Gull can't get it to fall. It's rebounded by Phillips. His shot's up and long. Purple seems to be forcing a lot of shots here, just trying to get anything to fall. The key is to kind of let the game come to you, and I'm sure they'll get that talk from their coach at halftime.
Right, I just said it a moment ago. The black team's making shots that make us all look silly, and the purple team's really trying to have to work for shots.
Detweiler's weaving in and out of defenders, driving on in. They're going to call a foul there. There was no movement from the feet of Curtis Tetlow, who just tried to absorb but push forward at the same time on defense. Everyone's in the bonus. Detweiler shot well from the free throw line in that first game. I haven't seen him in the second game from the free throw line, but I'm sure nothing has changed. The first shot goes in. With a second make here, he can turn the deficit once again to only 10.
Purple team has got it under 10 a couple of times. They just can't get it lower. You talked about getting over the hump earlier. And right now that hump is at 10-point deficit for the Purple All-Stars.
They're a second half team, but I'd hate to tell them, this black team's a second half team as well. What a three-pointer.
And right now they're not playing so poorly in the first half.
No, they're looking like the all-star team. Riffle passes it to Phillips, cutting in the lane. He can't convert, though. Rebound goes the way of Alex Hardman. That was Hardman who made that 3 basically in transition moments ago.
56.2 seconds on the clock.
Black's bringing the ball up. This time it's Doman. Doman working on Detweiler, passes it over. Kruski looking for some space. He can't find it, so he'll put it back out. Phillips with the athletic swat. Keeps the ball over in Black's end, but also keeps the ball away from his own hoop. And now he'll guard the inbound. There's a ticking time bomb right there, and he does get it out to Doman on the last chance outlet. Detweiler with the rebound on the miss. He's got 30 seconds left. Picks up his dribble, puts up an athletic shot, can't get it to fall. It's okay, though. He's got a friend on the glass, 28-39.
I wish you could have seen the reaction from Purple coach Andy Cardinal on that basket. Andy jumped about 10 feet in the air to celebrate.
I'm sure he wishes that was his combine jump.
Yes, you know, when you've got the coaches in an all-star game that excited, you know the intensity on the court is pretty high.
Oh, of course, of course. That shot from Hardman goes up, cannot convert. There's 9 seconds remaining. Riffle's trying to find an outlet. It's Detweiler. Detweiler passes it up. Phillips has 3, 2, 1 second left. Shots up, and it does not go in. The deficit's 11, but we've been here twice now in these 6th grade games where one team is trailing by a large deficit at halftime. Both those teams have come back to win, and here they are in the championship game.
Yes, we've seen it before, the last 2 games here in the 6th grade All-Star games, and I'm not counting out the Purple All-Stars. I saw what they did, but they have to do it against a team that outscored its opponent 19-2 in the 4th quarter. So it's going to be a challenge for both of these squads. The Black team has to come out and do as it's done in the first half and maintain that lead against a team that can come back and has the offense to do it.
And Steve, what you'll have to remember here, and this is more for the people who aren't here than you and I, the Black team just played an entire game. They had about 25 minutes between games, and remember, they warmed up, so maybe 10 minutes between games. And now the second half is going to be a real test of their endurance. Can they finish the way they finished in that first game? Now, I don't believe it's going to be 19-2. I think this Purple team has the mental tenacity to get past that 4th quarter that in a way that Orange team did not. However, I don't know if this Black team's going to have the stamina. I don't know if they've ever been tested like this before.
Well, they haven't, since it's the first time they're playing together. But
Right.
Yeah, this is it's going to be interesting because both of these teams have played a game already. The Black team is coming right off of a game, so they're playing back-to-back, and you mentioned it. I mean, that stamina, they're young kids, and young kids can run forever, but your body tires.
And actually, there's only 8 minutes on the 3rd quarter clock right now.
So they already cut the timing down a little bit.
Might be running a little bit past bedtime, right?
Yeah, we're down to 8-minute quarters now from 10 minutes in the first half.
Although halftime seemed shortened, it was supposed to be 5 minutes. That wasn't 5 minutes, certainly.
Oh, yeah, no, that was more about like a minute and a half. So a quick turnaround at halftime. Didn't even give us a chance to mention our sponsors. We'll get to that at the first break.
This is Chase I. He pulls up for a 3 and drains it. Chase
Why
I.
not?
If the Black team wins, I have a feeling I know who the MVP is going to be. Riffle, off the glass, he answers.
Was that just a big man doing that?
That was. Riffle making himself look like a guard. I passes it from the corner. Britton bounces out. Rebound. Ends up going to Fell. It's intercepted by I, but Fell regains control before passing it. Pump fake. Shot is up. Bounces long for Kenny Williams. Kenny Williams showed up big in the first half a couple of times.
Right, and there's I to knock the ball out of bounds again. I mean, I can tell you that the Black team isn't in this game without Jake I, because in their first game, he had those steals following 3-pointers that helped the Black team erase a deficit and take the lead.
And you're talking about steals that erase a deficit. Carson Dunn right there brings it back to 10. I passes it. Shots up. Missed. Riffle with the rebound. Riffle was trying to call a timeout, it looked like. Riffle over towards the corner. Shots up from Williams again. He drains it. Williams coming up in a clutch moment. Something that keeps happening more and more and more. 34-42 is the score.
And if I'm on the black squad, I want to calm my offense down and slow it down a little bit. Back-to-back occasions, they went down and put up a three-pointer early in the possession. You've got a 10-point lead. Take your time.
And you don't have a shot clock.
Right. Take your time, set it up.
Pass it around a little bit.
If you're not burning off a minute in a possession, it's too fast.
Jake Bean's at the line. This is where he's thrived. Makes another shot from the free throw line and pulls that lead away from this purple team as they've done so often tonight. That hump just seems impossible for purple to climb. The score is 44-34, and there's a late check-in. Joe Fell's going to sit down. And it looks as though that is Josh Soltis who will get up off the pine. Bounce pass to Williams. Williams tries to get around. Gets it to Riffle. Riffle puts it up. It's tipped. The ball will remain in purple's hands. 5:45 remaining. Riffle comes in on the outlet, and he gets fouled this time as the shot goes up. Yes, it's blocked, but he'll have two opportunities from the line. Remember, the battle for the longest time was get to 10 points, get to a 10-point deficit for this purple team. Now it's let's get to 8, let's get to 8. And if that keeps shrinking, we're going to have ourselves a fun fourth quarter. Riffle misses the first free throw. His favorite player, Russell Westbrook, isn't the best free throw shooter either. He shoots about 73% from the line. But just as Riffle is, he's one of the most exciting players in the league to watch. Riffle's probably on the lookout for a triple-double as well as he makes another shot. He definitely will have the 10 points and the 10 rebounds. And he's passed it pretty well, too, here tonight. 35-44. I is bringing it up.
Well, as big as he is, too, that size advantage, he might be close to 10 blocks.
You're right. That shot goes up and in, and now the deficit is 11. Riffle has it right outside the three-point line, gets into Williams on the inside, puts it up. He cannot get it to fall. Rebound goes to I. I easily has a triple-double. He's been passing really well. He's been rebounding really well, and we know he's been scoring. It's a big miss for Kosovic. He's been on all night, but not right there. 5 minutes remaining here in this third quarter.
Everybody gets a mulligan.
Right.
In my case, I get many mulligans.
I get all the mulligans. Every single shot I take seems like it's a mulligan sometimes.
Look, when I play golf, I'm looking at the economics of it. I don't want to pay $60 for a round of golf and shoot a 42. How much is that per shot? I want to get, 100 swings in or so. Now I'm maximizing my dollars per shot ratio.
You know how I play golf. It's a success not based on my stroke total, on how many balls I end up with. If I end up with more balls than I started with, it was a good day.
Round.
Making it work from the free throw line was Carson Dunn. The score 37-46 after he converted on a pair. Checkeye will sit down. Phillips will come off the bench. Looks like Detweiler's coming off too. Those are two huge names for this purple team. And speaking of huge names, I is trying to inbound. He's confused by Phillips. This is an interesting situation. We haven't seen this defensive pairing, but I stands in at 5 foot, and that might be a little bit generous. Meanwhile, you have Phillips who's standing at 5'4". He has a size advantage, and you saw him use it right there. It's purple's ball because of it. Phillips is beyond the arc, being guarded by someone who's not I. His pass is a little long, though, and that means that purple will lose the ball, but they get it right back. And as I say it, they lose it.
Right, yeah, a little too hard on the layup attempt by Detweiler, but the steal was there. You're creating opportunities. That's what we talked about earlier, and that's what the coaches that we've talked to during the broadcast have all said is defense, defense, defense.
Phillips is slowing it down a little bit, and that might be a key to success for Purple, to slow it down to try and get an open look. Because if you force something and you don't make it, then you're just on defense for another 30 seconds. Kenny Williams gets the easy roll.
Right, and that's what we've seen is that they're really trying to force the action and play at a pace they're not comfortable with.
A three-point heave is drained. And that was Alex Hardman. I've only heard his name 2 or 3 times on this broadcast. He's played standout defense this entire time. But when he gets the ball, he's been converting. Phillips to Williams. Williams right back to Phillips from beyond the arc. Purple doesn't have to answer with a 3 here, but they're going to try. That's short. Here's the key here. You don't try and match 3 for 3. You don't try and match basket for basket. You just get back with intensity and get the quick basket. That's how they have to come back because they're down 10. Jump ball is forced. There's 3:33 remaining here in this third quarter. Lots of threes. That means they've got about 11 and a half minutes of play if they do another 8-minute quarter. It started off in the first half 2 10s. You have an 8 here in the third. We'll see what happens with the fourth.
49-39, 3:33 left in the third.
Here's Phillips. Phillips hands it to his man, Williams. Williams shoots it, that's short. And now Black's bringing it up. That's Moshel. Moshel gets blocked, but it goes right into the hands of Doman. Doman around Phillips, jump stop, passes it back out. A 3-point heave from Churchill is missed. Phillips gets the rebound. Phillips is coming up the court, dices in, gets an open layup, and makes it. There we go, a quick, easy shot. He didn't have to force anything. There was no contest there. And now it's an 8-point deficit.
And that's the lowest it's been since the second quarter.
Doman tried to put one up, couldn't. Now there's a tightrope walk along that baseline before it comes out. Churchill tried to put it up, it's blocked.
Oh.
And wow, that's a tough one right there for Detweiler. He got hit hard in the face.
Right, Gall on the block. Detweiler picks up the loose ball, then takes a hand to the eye, it looked like.
Luckily, he's wearing goggles because that could have been a lot more painful without the goggles. He's going to walk off, get checked out real quickly. He'll probably be back soon. He's a tenacious defender, a real high-energy type of player. I can't imagine him sitting out for a long time.
No, and the Purple All-Stars need him in their offense. He's a creator.
I can't believe that stayed in, but somehow Churchill got it to stay in, and he draws the and one.
I know it's early to say nail in the coffin, but when they go back up by 10, making plays like that, it's tough to really come back on a team when they make things happen.
And at this level, we've said it again and again, what is the greatest creator of points? It's good defense. You saw it right there. And a third and one is converted. 5 games, 0. Championship game, 3. It shows you at the highest level, these guys aren't choking. They're putting on a stellar performance here, and that's why the score is 52-41 with 2 minutes remaining.
They're getting it done. We talked about it earlier. This is the big stage, biggest game these kids will play on earlier in their careers. And the Stars are rising to the top.
Dunn drew the foul, and look who's checking in. It's Detweiler along with a host of players on the Black team. 2:08 remaining. Detweiler will probably check in after Dunn takes these 2 free throws.
And I think they changed it up. It looks like it's going to be a baseline inbounds.
Interesting. It looked like he was in the act of shooting, but hey, whatever the referee or official says, that's what we'll accept it as. They're taking a second to figure out exactly what is going on. There seems to be an argument from Purple. He's not stoked about that. Phillips gathers the inbound and passes it right back out beyond the three-point line. I diving onto the ground, but a big three's heaved. It's missed. Jake Bean ends up getting it back to I throws it up, and it goes right off the hands into the shoulder and out of bounds of a black player.
1:50 left here in the third. Purple All-Stars really need to start generating some offense. Defensively, they've stiffened up a little bit. They've made it a little bit harder for the Black All-Stars.
Detweiler forcing the issue. Can't get a good shot doing that. Phillips is trying to keep up with I. He tries to swap, but I maintains his composure, hesitates a second, puts it off the glass and right in. Now a steal, almost another two. Instead, Checkey's trying to get up. He gets hacked. And that time, it is recognized. Don Bransel got the first steal. The second time, he got called for the foul. Detweiler passes it back. That's done. Trying to make things happen. He passes it to Gall, and a jump ball is forced by Bransel. All of a sudden, who is getting very aggressive.
Time running out on the Purple All-Stars. Got a whole other quarter to play, but you're still down 13.
Bransel to Britton, back to I. I slices up the defense, puts it up, gets fouled, and almost made the shot too. It was lined up. He just needed a little bit more space to elevate.
Chase I is what, 4'11", 5'1"?
He's 5 foot on the nose.
Yeah.
But again, that might be a bit generous.
And he is definitely playing much bigger.
Yeah, because Detweiler is listed as 4'11", and Detweiler from here looks to be a couple inches taller than Chase I. Look, they're standing pretty much next to each other right there on the key. Shots up, and it. 1 minute, 1 second remaining. I shoots again. That rebound goes long. And eventually it will become purple ball. 57-7. That's how many ticks are remaining here in the third quarter.
Now, I knew the name sounded familiar, and Chase I being from Windham, I had to do a quick Google search for Jake I, the former pitcher out of Windham High School that went on to play. He was drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 17th round of the 1993 baseball draft, and the Houston Astros in 1996.
So
and then
drafted out of high school and then out of college.
And then again, he was drafted in the 6th round of the 1997 draft out of Ohio University from the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh wow, an OU guy. Hey.
Yeah, and he played a couple years of minor league ball. So I knew the name sounded familiar, Jake I, and so now you have Chase I.
That's Riffle. He shoots it up off the glass and in. The score 43-57. It seems all but insurmountable, but so did the trailing purple team's deficit, rather, in that first game. Bean has the ball. Detweiler tried to get the steal, and he ran into a bunch of the Gray All-Stars. Not sure how happy they are to be seeing that because they just fell to Bean. Wow, unlimited range, but I could not get that anywhere near. He shot it from the E in Huskies. 1 quarter left, 8 minutes remaining. The deficit, 14. You know what that means, about 1.75 per minute that needs to be made up for the purple team. It'll be a tough one, but remember what their defense did in that first game.
They can do it. While we've got a moment, I want to thank the sponsors of the 2017 Big Leaf Basketball Elementary Showcase. It's presented by Great Lakes Growers and sponsored by Smack Basketball, the Joggin' Knights of Baseball, Coffee Corners Coffee House, Flowers by Emily, the Junior Cavs, Hi-Fi Entertainment, Warren's Spirited Kitchen, Lulu True, Troy Manufacturing, the Happy Moose Bar and Grill, Geauga County Police Athletic League, Vinny's Authentic Italian Eatery, RK Painting, OhioBasketball.com, Lifetime Video Diaries, and of course your live video streaming provider, OhioVarsity.com.
Riffle has the ball on the post. He puts it up, and that's just short of the entire hoop. 7:45 remaining. Long pass, layup up, doesn't go in, but a rebound, that won't go in either. Kosovic eventually gets it out, but it's purple ball. And, of course, a shot finally goes in after the whistle for Troy Doman.
Yeah, it's got to start now for the Purple All-Stars. They've got to generate some offense. They've got to cut into this lead.
Shots up off the glass and in for Detweiler. There we go. That's cutting into the lead. 2 points here already. A wide open shot. That's not what you want to give a team. Doman gets those 2 right back. Oh, they called it a 3. I thought he had a foot over the line.
Oh, no, he was there. No, yeah, that's a big 3 for Doman and the Black All-Stars.
And that might be the nail in the coffin. Detweiler passes it back out. Blocked. That was emphatic. Kosovic just made it work. Detweiler, slow to get up, but he's going to be fine. He's going to jog it off. Like we said earlier, he's a tough player.
Yeah, Kosovic, too, on that play. I mean, he's an unassuming guy. You look at him, he's kind of not an intense-looking player, but he does it. He gets it done. He's physical out there.
There's another 3. The black team doesn't convert on that. You talked about it in the third. If you're the black team, you want to pass it around and try and get a shot, not keep up a quick 3. Detweiler dribbles in, and he loses the ball quickly. Another fast break opportunity for the black team. 1 bounce, 1 hop on the floor. He can't get it to go off the glass, though. Riffle now bringing it up.
That was a quick shot, too, by the black team, but that's on a fast break. It's a transition. You're okay with that. But when you've got time to set up a half-court offense and burn a minute off the clock, you got to take it. Especially knowing that this team has the ability to come back from a deficit.
There's only 6 minutes remaining. There's a 15-point deficit. But remember, we're still here in this game.
Referees conferring, and they're going to call a jump ball. With 6:11 left, Black All-Stars will again take possession.
That's not good news if you're this purple team, who has all their stars out right now. Pass goes along the baseline. It's lined up, pushed up forward. Phillips looks like he got him to walk, but no, they say it was tipped. There was no way he could have controlled that. Shots up and short, rebounded by Purple. Phillips has it again. He's dribbling down the court. It's a 2-on-3 opportunity. Phillips is going to try and take it himself. He's trapped. He passes it back out. Pump fake. They're just going to throw it around the horn. Riffle was calling for it. Doesn't get it. Phillips almost got it off a tip.
Doman, not the tallest guy out there, listed at 4'8", but he has that leaping ability and deflected that pass.
And Kosovic, once again, dices up the defense, puts up a high elbow. Although now he's limping his way off, he might have landed funny. That's not what you like to see, particularly after he had such a great play right there.
62-45 with 5:24 left in the entire 2017 Big Leaf Basketball Elementary Showcase, and right now the Black All-Stars are in a comfortable position, leading 62-45.
Phillips will bring it up. He's taking his time, and that might be a good thing for this purple team. They've rushed a lot of shots. Steele pushes it up. Cannot get it to fall, though. The second shot off the rebound does fall. That's Tyler Britton off of Churchill's miss. Phillips, bounce pass. Kenny Williams ends up bringing it back to Phillips. Phillips accepts the screen, passes it to Williams. Shot is up and in. Williams gets it to work for 3.
Big shot. They needed it, but they're still way, way down in this game. 64-48. You're going to need a handful more of those shots.
You're going to need 4 points a minute at this rate. And if I keeps making floaters like that, who knows what can happen. The lead is now 8 for his team. And again, he's my favorite for MVP right now.
Yeah, I've got to agree. Just seeing what he's done in the last 2 games.
They're going to call a jump, or an up and down rather, on Phillips. Never let go of the ball, but kept jumping.
Yeah, I'm not sure we get an MVP vote, but he's got mine, he's got yours.
If this is baseball, don't the writers end up? we're essentially the writers here, right?
That's us.
The 3. Short, rebounded by Purple. Phillips will bring it back up. He has Checkeye on his left, but he'll take it himself. And they're going to call double dribble on Phillips. Finally gets a shot to fall for him, but it's not going to count.
4
and he's
minutes
not
left.
happy about it.
Right, 4 minutes left, and Hope is about out the building.
Eye for 3. Doesn't get it to fall. That would have just padded his MVP resume right now. The ball is being brought up by Skaggs, but he gets hit hard. Britton recovers, and then who's there to save it but I with a no-look pass to Moshel. Foul is going to be called. The time will stop at 3:37. There's I once again, tumbling around the edge. Passes back out. A long jumper is just a bit long. And Kenny Williams has a fast break opportunity. He'll take it all the way and almost made it. Second opportunity is up for Skaggs and in. 50-68. Ty Skaggs ends up getting the layup off the offensive board. I passes to the edge. That shot's up from Moshel. The bounce goes off the top of the backboard. They're going to say it won't count. There's a foul. Push underneath the basket should give Purple the ball.
And the way it looks with 3:10 left, for the first time in 3 games, the team that led at halftime looks like they're going to hold that lead.
That's what conventional wisdom says should happen every single time. But in the real world, we all know that doesn't work.
Well, we've seen it the last 2 games, so anything is possible, but with 3 minutes left, the Purple All-Stars are in a world of hurt.
There's a long shot and a long air ball for Jake Beam. This might be some of the black team players starting to run out of steam. They built up a good enough lead for the final 3, though. Wow, what a hit from I. He plays football. You think linebacker might be on his resume?
It soon will be if the coaches see that play.
Long pass to Detweiler. Detweiler puts the ball on the court. He's got speed, puts the ball up, gets fouled. 2:47 remaining here after he misses that one. He'll have 2 shots at the line.
Winding down the 2017 Big Leaf Basketball Elementary Showcase. 5 outstanding games in the books. We're getting close to ending a 6th. Fun 3-point shootout. Quick game of knockout. Seen a little bit of everything today. Some MVP awards, some Coach of the Year awards, and all of this to benefit Skylar Skarneckia, who was diagnosed with synovial sarcoma in August of 2016. All benefits from this event will benefit Skylar and her family through her battle with cancer. An inspiration to all.
If you notice the back of the jerseys, they don't say the players' last names. They all say Skylar Strong, and that's the message we're hoping to relay here at the Big Leaf Basketball Elementary Showcase. There's I bringing it up. Pass it along the baseline. There's another touch pass, a hesitation move, and the shot goes up, but it does not go in for Doman.
Excellent ball movement there for the Black All-Stars.
You like seeing a couple passes. It takes more ticks off the clock. Detweiler going in, right off the glass and right in, 53-66. You would have liked to see this type of urgency at the beginning of the second half.
13-point lead for the Black All-Stars. You've got the ball in your hands. Right now, you should be looking to knock off at least a minute.
But if history tells us anything, that's probably not going to be the case,
Right.
especially with an aggressive player like Chase I, who's going to dish towards the hoop and try and find an opening.
Well, he'll go to the line for a 1-on-1.
And we'll see how that rolls for him. Remember, this ball is live. He puts it up, misses, and I don't know if all the players thought that it was live. They took a second to get off that line. 1 minute, 30 seconds left. Detweiler will not give up on anything. Dices into the lane, cannot get it to go up, but Chekai, unluckily, rules out. They're going to call a one-on-one there, and it's going to be black ball once again for an opportunity at the charity stripe. If they make it, they'll stay there.
1:19 left. I'm going to go ahead and hit our sponsors one more time, get it out of the way before the end of the game. But the 2017 Big Leaf Basketball Elementary Showcase was presented by Great Lakes Growers, sponsored by Smack Basketball, the Joggin' Knights of Baseball, Coffee Corners Coffee House, Flowers by Emily, the Junior Cavs, Hi-Fi Entertainment, Warren's Spirited Kitchen, Lulu True Holistic Beauty and Wellness, Troy Manufacturing, the Happy Moose Bar and Grill, Geauga County Police Athletic League, OhioBasketball.com, RK Painting, Vinny's Authentic Italian Eatery, Lifetime Video Diaries, and OhioVarsity.com, the provider of your live stream.
Chase I gets 2 more points off an offensive rebound from 2 missed fast break opportunities. Detweiler will slow things down as he's coming up the court with just 35 seconds remaining.
30 seconds to go, and I just want to give a shout out to Matt Jansen and all of his helpers, volunteers, staff, everybody at Big Leaf Basketball for putting on an A1 event. I mean, this thing was a well-oiled machine. They were on time. We actually got this game started early, which when you look at basketball tournaments and events in general, it's tough to stay on time.
Through 13 years of personal athletic events throughout grade school and high school on a bunch of different sporting skills, this was by far the best event I have ever been at in terms of organization.
And then when you think about what this event was for, it's for a great cause. When you look at all the coaches that we talked to today, the mentality that they have regarding youth sports and how they should be coached and played, it's all about doing things the right way. And you know, that deserves a shout out on its own, because far too often in youth sports you see things where the focus is all about me and winning, and watching this event today, you see it coming back the right way, and that's a good thing. But that's a wrap for us. That's a 68-56 win for the Black All-Stars. And that is going to be the final touch here on the 2017 Big Leaf Basketball Elementary Showcase. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Big shout out to John Kosis, who this is going to be probably his last event with Ohio Varsity until next year. He's going on to bigger and better things down in West Virginia, minor league baseball, play-by-play guy, some video work. So congratulations, John. Good luck to you down there. And
thank you very much, Steve.
Make sure you come back and spend some weekends with us or whatever you got when you got some time. Keep honing your craft with us. We appreciate that.
Oh, of course, and I love the opportunity. This has been such a great opportunity since about August when I joined, right?
Right. We might have a game this week, I'll let you know, and then you leave in March, so we'll try and get a couple playoff games in as well back on the high school circuit. We get some taller players, something we're more used to. But, yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Thanks again to all of the sponsors. Jackson Hare, thanks for your camera work. You did a fantastic job. I know you're ready to go home, so we'll get out of here in a moment. But big shout out to all of the All-Stars that competed in this event today, the coaches, the referees, all of the volunteers, the concessions workers, the gate workers, and everybody. Great job. Outstanding event. We hope to see you next year. So for Steve Hare from OhioVarsity.com and John Kosas, thanks again, and enjoy your day.